Perfect. Welcome to Melissa's Money Madness. As most of you know, I was feeling extremely ill last Monday. Not this past Monday, but the one before. We were having some extremely hot weather, and I was lying on my basement floor ready to vomit. So we needed to hide that day. So we're making up for it today. I'm finally able to live stream. This is super exciting. So bear with us. So my guest today is Stacia. Stacia. Yes. Okay. I knew I was gonna screw it up. She just told me to. Stacia Ashe. And we've got some exciting stuff to talk about, you and I. I was just going through the pre-interview that we had done, and I was like, yes, something totally different. We've talked to a lot of coaches, health and wellness, but you kind of do some other stuff. So first we're going to talk about you being a gypsy. So what exactly classifies you as a gypsy? You say you travel around. So where are you right now?
Right now I'm in Delaware, and I just moved back here. So I've been here for about a month, but yeah, I'm always traveling. It's just in my blood. I don't know what else to say. I cannot stay still. So when we talked last time, I was on the road, and I just spent 4 months living out of my truck and traveling Canada and the United States. So that's just kind of a part of who I am.
Absolutely. So apparently we are still echoing. I don't know why.
Okay.
But I am being told we're echoing. I wonder if I need to put something in my ears. Probably not, but we'll just leave it. If there's an echo, I apologize. I don't really exactly know how to remove that at the moment. But let's see if we close this. Hopefully that's a little bit better. Oh, so you're echoing. It might be your headphones then.
Here, let me take them out and see if that.
Is that helping at all?
I can hear you. We'll wait and see what Myron says. It is about a 20-second delay between what we say and what she says. Okay, so you are in Delaware. You were on the road. So how do you find that lifestyle? What do you like? What calls you to being a gypsy lifestyle?
Honestly, it's just one of those things that is just as close to me as my color, like the color of my hair. I grew up, my stepdad was in the Air Force, so I think, I grew up moving a lot, just kind of making a new home everywhere I went, and I thought that after I grew up, I would settle down, but no, even though I wasn't affiliated with the Air Force or the military, I just had to move. I had to have something new. I had to meet new people, have new experiences. That was just in my soul. I had to do it. Otherwise, I felt completely lost and just uninspired.
So are you married? Do you have children? Okay, so that leads into my next question. How does that work? What would you suggest to people who are interested in that lifestyle and yearning to be, free and move around? What would be any struggles or tips and tricks that you would tell them if they're thinking about it?
Yeah, I think the first thing is realizing how much opportunity there is out there, and really how little you need. That was a whole mindset shift for me, even from just moving every couple of years to being able to travel more often. I'm planning a trip to England next month, and then I lived out of my truck for 4 months, but realizing how many resources were available for me. And my son is young, he's 5, and so a lot of people want to know, how does this work with him? How does that happen? And sometimes I do traveling by myself. Sometimes I take him with me, and he will sleep in the back of the truck with me. If I have a whole setup back there, and sometimes he'll come with me. And usually when I take him with me, I scope out campaigns ahead of time. I'm a little more prepared than if I'm just riding solo. But yeah, kids are, they adapt, and I think that he is just as inspired by the traveling as I am. My husband comes with me sometimes. Like I said, I'm the one who's really free because I have my own business. So I can build my schedule around my traveling. They sometimes cannot based on like school and his job. So if they can come with me, they come with me. If they can't, we work something out, and we just as a family make it work. But I think rather than thinking of the limitations all the time, just being open to the possibility of opportunity, because there is so much out there.
That's awesome. I kind of picked up on a little bit of energy for you, and I don't know whether you believe in psychic intuitive mediums, but I actually have to say that I think in a past life of yours, you were really confined, and that's where this like huge yearning to go out and to be unconfined, in the definition of the word, would definitely be a huge calling for you in this life. So I kind of picked up on that a little bit. So let's get to your work. So you are a creative writer and copywriter. So what does that all entail for you?
Yeah, so copywriting is more traditionally what on the outside shows in my business. I write online web content for entrepreneurs. So it's like anything from blogs to email newsletters to sales pages, about pages, all of those things. But where the creative writing comes in is I do write fiction and I write poetry, and I went to school for creative writing. So the way I see people is the same as the way I see characters and stories. And so I think that's what makes me good at finding people's voice and using people's voice in their copy. So that's kind of like my spin on copywriting, is bringing the creative writing element into it.
Very nice. So what got you doing this? Other than going to school, obviously, what got you doing this? Like what really brought you into doing it for other people rather than doing it for yourself?
Yeah, so when I started writing just kind of for money, because I was always writing, but not always for money. Kind of starving artist is a real thing. But I was working more traditional jobs even after I had gone to college, and I wasn't feeling like I was ready to write professionally. I had no idea what that would look like. So at first, I started writing kind of poetry, personalized poetry for people, things like that, and then I kind of accidentally in a Facebook group ran into somebody who was looking for copywriting help. And I thought, well, writing is the word. I don't know what copywriting is, but there's writing in there, so I'm sure I can figure it out. And I just kind of tripped into it and realized very quickly that I had a knack for it, and I understood the business very quickly. And so I went from working under like an agency model to having my own business and putting my own spin on it and being able to work in close relationships with my client.
Absolutely. I really like that. So what exactly can your clients expect from you? Like what do you want them to understand? So if anybody watching or anybody who's interested in doing copywriting, what exactly does that all entail for your clients?
Yeah, so fundamentally, I believe when we have a business, we have a message and we have some way we want to impact the world. Naturally, some people are just not writers. Some people are great at talking. Some people are great at, live streaming and showing up in video. Some people, their magic kind of comes through them in different ways. So I see myself as kind of the messenger. So I can understand the strategy of getting the content out. So as an online entrepreneur, you've got to write all of these things. You've got to write blog posts, you've got to write email newsletters, social media captions, your website. Like there's so much that has to be written. And for some people, that's really overwhelming. So what I do is I create the strategy for you. Like there is the actual strategy, like this XYZ has to be written. But then I think I'm a good listener, and I just kind of intuitively can see what the message is. I'm also an ENFP, so I'm like a believer in people. and I'll go behind my clients. I only work with people that I really believe in their message, and I want to help them spread that message. So on like a more abstract scale, I'm about helping people spread their message, spread their magic, spread their light. And the more strategic, copywriting sense of the word, there's just stuff that has to be written. And there are not enough number of hours in a day for some people to be able to do it, nor do some people, nor is that some people's strengths. So that's another place that I come in.
So do you have specific people or specific, do your clients have specific messages that you tend to gravitate more towards?
Yeah, I do work with a lot of business coaches. I work with business coaches, and I work with people, even if they are in kind of more of a business entrepreneurial side of things. The people I work with tend to have kind of a spiritual flair. So, it just happens. I think it's just kind of the nature of the beast, and it's the creative aspect. The people I work with are more about delivering the message than SEO and keywords, right? Like we care more about connecting with their audience than making sure their deadlines are all super duper tight and they have this, obviously that's important and we need that to run a business, but the priority is in the message and in the heart of the story. The content that's being put out, like being authentic. So I do tend to work with people who are more in the self-help, personal development, spiritual kind of world.
So me in a nutshell.
Yeah.
So do you find like today I created a post and I shared it for anybody watching. If you haven't already seen it, you might want to go check it out. I created a post. Now I'm launching a program tonight, like a 6-week launch. But I'm launching a program tonight, and the program is all about creating and nurturing healthy relationships. Now, I have my 7 mindset pillars, and it goes into detail about those. But today I was thinking about it, and I'm like, people need to understand, like for my message, people need to understand why I created this, what it means for me, and what this program is really going to teach them. So today I wrote a post, and it talks about how I can be absolutely and utterly violent and literally sit down. And if I'm angry in the moment, I've never been violent out of anger, ever. But if I'm angry with somebody or with a situation, I literally will sit there and I visualize myself shit kicking these people, or breaking something in my house. And I know that that's, what I'm like. And it was to prove a point, right? I know who I am, right? Because it was all about creating a relationship with yourself by understanding who you are. So do you find a lot of people will give those messages, those vulnerable messages where they're really opening up who they are to their clients?
I think that my people do, for sure. The clients that I work with really prioritize that vulnerability, because at the end of the day, I think that makes for a more authentic and sustainable business. At the end of the day, if we're, only, and I believe in sharing like positive, high vibe content. But at the end of the day, if I can't come to my community and say, this is why I started this business. I'm struggling with my mental health, and this is the real rawness of it. If I can't share my truth, then I don't feel authentic and who I am. So again, that's a reason why a lot of people come to me, because it's a very difficult thing to do. It's a very sensitive place to speak from, and then knowing how much to share of that and what's important. So a great piece of advice that I give people when they're trying to decide how much to share or what to share, I like to think about, like, if your client can see themselves in your story, then it's an important story to share. If they can see the transformation that they can have, or if they can see something that makes them feel like, yeah, I feel that too, and I understand that. Thank you for, just being there and holding the space for that. And I think it's a valuable story.
Yeah. So why do you think, because sharing your story is super huge, and for anybody watching that's thinking about starting their own business or is in the process of starting a business, and you think that, you're not going to be sharing those. I shared the fact that I was a prostitute, that I've been a drug addict, and all of these other things, homeless, runaway. I've done many, 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 many things. And I talk about them all because they're part of where I am today, right? But do you find a lot of people are way too scared to express those experiences that they've been through and what they've done? And working with somebody like you, are they more likely to open up because you're wording it maybe in a different way instead of from that raw energy of them experiencing it themselves? You're better able to connect to it and say, okay, well, these are the highlights,
Yeah,
of that
absolutely.
story.
That is one aspect of it. And if it's something that needs to be shared based on what your business is and what you need to, like what you do for people, then 100% we talk about, like, how do we approach this story? How do we talk about this in a way that can be transformative for people and is going to move people forward? And it's also going to feel authentic and representative of my experience. But then another thing we do sometimes is when I work with clients one-on-one, we get into stories that maybe they don't want to share, but are, really ingrained in who they are as a person. And they're really a part of their entire life. Even if, they don't want to share maybe some of those experiences. So what we do is we talk about that. And we say, okay, what are the threads here? What are the common threads? Are we finding that empowerment is important because you were at a place where you felt like helpless, hopeless, and all of those things? Then we need to use adjectives and words that are going to inspire empowered action for people. And that's where you start kind of branding your copy, is taking these stories. And I have kind of a phrase that I like to use. It's both a literary and, it's a really popular literary phrase. It's kill your darling. And most people have heard of that. But the idea is that when you're writing characters and you're writing a story, you kind of have to kill your favorite people, right? And the story, because in the writing process, it's about editing, really. It's really about editing. So what I like to do as an exercise is we write all the parts we're going to write. Like, even if you want to talk about a pet cat, if you want to think about, like, me, I'm like, oh, I love working on motorcycles, and I love, these things, but they may not be important for my audience to know, right? But it does make up who I am. So then I write those out, and then I cut them from the copy, and I think, okay, what word can I distill from this experience and the story, and how can I sprinkle that throughout my copy? So if I like traveling the country in my truck, and I work on motorcycles, and I lift weights, even though I'm a copywriter and I talk about fairy tales, but I want that to be part of it, then I use words like rebellion and adventure, and without having to explain to everybody X, Y, Z about my entire life.
That's really interesting. I like that perspective. I think that gives a lot more information that people aren't really realizing, even for myself, right? All my posts will be like 500 words long, and they'll be about everything, and I'm going off in tangents, and then all of a sudden it's like, okay, did I get to my point?
Right.
Go through it all. Did I get to my point, right? So I think what you do is extremely valuable, and I think that a lot of people who need to share their messages should be looking to work with people like you, so that you can help them get it out in a more productive way, that rather than rambling like I do. Hopefully all my followers and people watching enjoy my rambling, because that's just what I do. I'm known for that now. So we'll just leave that. But I think that's amazing. And so do you have anything, what's the word I'm looking for? Do you have anything going on, anything that you'd like to share with people who are interested in working with you, or even just looking for more information on how to share things in better ways?
I do. I mean, I have lots of resources on my website for anybody who's looking for like little tips and tricks and resources for writing copy. I have opened a couple of slots for my copywriting package right now. It's a monthly package for content marketing. So it includes 4 blog posts, 4 email newsletters, and social media posts each month. And since it's ongoing, it doesn't open up very often. I don't always have spots available, but I do have those available right now. But if anybody is looking for something like a free resource, I do have a formula, like a free download for writing your bio and talking about your business and explaining who you are and what you do in a way that's branded and feels good to you. And so if you go to staciaashe.com/NS formula. Oh, no, I gave you the nurture secrets formula. If you go to staciaashe.com/tagline, it will give you a tagline formula. And let me make sure the link is good, but like we can drop it in the comments after the live or something.
I'm dropping it in the comments now. What is the tagline?
It should be staciaashe.com/tagline formula. Let me check it. Yeah, it's staciaashe.com/tagline formula.
Okay. Now don't blame her if I screw up you'll figure it out. So I did share that if anybody's interested. I'm probably even going to go take a look at that because I always struggle. People are like, enter your bio, give me a little information about yourself. And I'm like, shit, what am I going to share? Like I'm a mother, I'm a wife, all of this stuff. And I'm just like speechless, which everybody knows is kind of shocking for me. But I get a little bit speechless and I'm like, okay, well, what do I say? Like, what do people want to know? So that's definitely a very valuable resource. And I hope people will take the time to go and look and use it, because you utilize the free resources. You're not going to get many of those. Not ones that are good anyway. So
yeah.
Perfect. So anything else that you'd like our viewers to know or understand about yourself, your life, your situation, your business, anything?
Yeah, I mean, outside of, as a regular person, I'm such a folktale nerd. So, that's probably like the current. I told you storytelling is really important to me, but I really believe in storytelling as a philosophy. And it really comes down to like folklore. And so I just really care about story and I care about the message that people have. And so I would just say, like, if you have something that you're called to share, even if you have doubts, like whatever, just follow that calling and share your message, because you never know whose life you could change. And sometimes you won't. Sometimes people won't tell you it changed their life, or sometimes people won't tell you because sometimes it's really personal and it's internal. So sometimes you won't hear the feedback, but chances are, if you feel a calling to share it, go ahead and share it, because it's going to mean something to somebody.
Absolutely. Quick question about folklore. So you like different cultures and different stuff like that. Have you ever been to Winnipeg?
No, I haven't.
Okay. I'm born and raised in Winnipeg. I'm living in Alberta, but I was born and raised in Winnipeg. And every summer they have, it's like weeks, and it's called Folklorama.
Oh my gosh, I have to go.
And you go through different pavilions in the city, and they're all over the city. And you go to different pavilions every week or every night, and you get to experience the food, the dancing, the culture of that culture, religion, not religion. I can't remember. I'm totally pulling a blank, but
that's okay. That sounds incredible. I'm actually going to Glastonbury, England next month. So I'm going to Avalon. So fairy tale central there, fairies.
Well, let me know if you ever decide to go to Winnipeg for Folklorama. I will make a trip and I will join you.
Oh, for sure.
My husband Tom and I were talking about going next time we're back home and just traveling through all the pavilions. So
for sure, I will let you know.
Perfect. Well, thank you very much for joining me. Thank you all for watching. If you would like to get into contact with Stacia, then please feel free. Check out her website. The link is on melissacrechler.com/Melissa's Money Madness. It is also in this video, so take a look. And I will be back on Monday. I will be here tonight launching my new course. So if you want to learn how to create and nurture healthy relationships, you're going to want to come and join this webinar tonight, because I'm going to tell you all about the program that is coming up. I'm super excited. Totally nervous too, though. So if I start crying during the video, just let me know. Thank you again for having me, or for coming and joining me.
Yeah, thank you.
For joining me, and we will talk again soon.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks so much.
You're very welcome. Bye, everybody.